Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, iRacing fans from around the world, welcome to Monday Night Mania, proudly brought to you by GW Graphics, Gary Whitmer. Gary Whitmer out here on the track tonight. Alrighty, folks. This is week 7, race 7. This is Charlotte. This is the track that I have been waiting for 7 weeks, along with several other drivers. Charlotte, a great place to run. I'm actually expecting to see caution-free racing out here tonight. Big shout out there to GW Graphics. Charlotte Motor Speedway, Concord, 1.45 more. We're going to call it a mile and a halfer. 65 degrees down on that track. Mostly cloudy out here tonight. Temp of 65 degrees. Going to keep a very close eye on a few drivers out here tonight. Edward Bray, Gary Whitmer, Ronald Klein. Qualifying very important. Taking a look at our qualifying field as they do start to line them up here at Charlotte. Abe Bowden out there on that front line with a 26.813. Ryan Kuhn, position 2 with a 26.843. Blake Heather, third position, 26.873. Travis Browder, 26.949. And Lee Staples in fifth with a 26.979. Very strong top 5 sitting right there. Ronald Klein taking on position 6 with his teammate Brad Ream in 7th. Nathan Sylvia representing Max Velocity back there in position 8. Tristan Beats of the KMA Young Guns back on track this week. Good to see Tristan in the number 211 in 9th, with his teammate Donald Stewart sitting back in 10th position. 11th, our Tuesday night sponsor Jason Russo side by side with Race Control, the Reaper himself, Edward Bray, sitting back in 12th. 13th, Friday night sponsor Greg McClendon joining us. Good deal. 14th position, Ronald Hartfeld. Jack Watts representing Southeast Motorsports in 15th. Dave Acacia with Kickin' Asphalt, position 16. Paul Pellizer with Kickin' Asphalt, position 17th, and Gary Whitmer Jr., tonight's sponsor, position 18. Back in position 20, Wesley Whitfield. 21st, belonging to Joel Guy, Lee Ryerson, Danny Rudy, and Chris Hogue, bringing up the rear of the field in position 24. All right. Looking at about 23 drivers out there tonight. Hey, a big shout out there on that KMA TV chat. Got my grandson out there watching us. Big shout out there too. Jesse, hope you enjoy the show tonight. Jesse, as long as Mom will let you stay up to watch it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to kick things off for 100 laps out here tonight. Very impressed with that front line, being led by Abe Bowden. High hopes out here tonight for Abe Bowden. Looking very good out there in the Skittle Mobile. Abe Bowden side by side with the number 72 of Ryan Kuhn. Travis Browder in it to win it as always. Blake Heather in the number 13. Getting ready to go green out here tonight for 100 laps. Monday Night Mania. Week 7, Race 7 on Monday. Going to be out here tomorrow in the trucks and the gens on Friday. But tonight, it's all about this Xfinity class. Mustangs and Camrys and Impalas. Abe Bowden with a big jump out there on that front line. Ryan Kuhn coming down early, getting into the groove of the number 74. Travis Browder side by side with Blake Heather. Blake Heather with a fast track on that inside as the number 16 of Nathan Sylvia bringing up that rear. What a start out here already. Side-by-side action with our race leaders. Abe Bowden and the number 72. Blake Heather and the number 13. Charging up that field. 16 and 18 still side-by-side. But the man to watch is the number 13 of Blake Heather. On the run. Abe Bowden starting off. Blake Heather possibly burning up those tires early on. Ryan Kuhn in the same situation. Abe Bowden taking a more light approach, knowing how important those tires are out here. Ryan Kuhn, Abe Bowden leading 1 lap each. Abe Bowden started it, but Ryan Kuhn definitely in it to win it tonight early on. Caution is out, ladies and gentlemen. Taking a look at contact with the 211. 211 into the number 61. I do believe we're going to take a look at that. A little slower pace there. Brad Ream in the number 61. 211. 211 just barely here at Charlotte, as they say, getting up into the rear end of Brad Ream. Bump and whoopsie daisy, and there comes out that first caution as Brad Ream comes back up into the track. The number 211 coming down, and unfortunately taken Jason Russo along for the ride as well. Going to back it up one more time up there and take a look at it from that high in the sky, that blimp mode. Definitely saw contact there with the 211 and the 61. Unfortunate break there for Jason Russo, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chris Hogue being 6. A lot of drivers caught up into that early caution out here tonight at Charlotte. You know, so much for hoping for that caution-free race out here tonight, folks. That's all right. Gives us a chance to talk to a few drivers out here tonight. Gary Whitmer sitting in pit row. Gary Whitmer, our sponsor for the night. Going to stay with Gary till he's back out onto that track and see if we can raise Gary Whitmer up on that radio. Underneath our first caution out here at Charlotte. Gary looking very sharp in the KMA Racing checkered flag skull Camaro. GW Graphics showing his support for Nicky Clenny with the purple rims. How about it, Gary Whitmer? Have you got a copy, sir?
I got you, Scott.
All righty. First of all, a big thank you for the sponsor out here tonight on Monday Night Mania with GW Graphics.
Yep, you're welcome, Scott. Also, go ahead.
I was just going to tell you that you're looking good out there, and wanted to make sure you didn't acquire any damage out there on that caution.
No, I don't think so. I checked up early enough and avoided all that.
All righty. Wanted to also give you a big good luck to you out there. You're always a very good driver. Congratulations on your recent third place. Let's get her up a notch and get that first or second tonight.
Yep, thanks, Scott.
Gary Whitmer side by side with Edward Bray, but Edward Bray looking like he's got quite a bit of damage going on. Gary Whitmer in 10th position. Ryan Kuhn, our front runner tonight, leading 5 laps. Abe Bowden started out tonight's race in first place, but before that first lap was signed, sealed, and delivered, Ryan Kuhn making his way around Abe Bowden. So Abe Bowden, even though he started us off tonight here at Charlotte, has yet to lead a lap. Blake Heather up to 3rd position. Travis Browder in 4th. Lee Staples in 5th. Lights are still on that pace car, so while we are under our pace lap, before we get a few more fans in here, going to learn a little bit tonight about Charlotte Motor Speedway. Going to be giving you some facts and asking you a few questions. First to the facts. 1.5 mile track, 7,920 feet. It's a lot of feet. Front stretch 1,980. Back stretch 1,500 feet. Turn 1 and 2, 2,400. Turns 3 and 4, 2,040 feet. The banking in the corners is a 24-degree banking. That's not too bad. 5-degree on that straightaway. Seating capacity of 135,000 miles. Now remember last week at Indianapolis we did learn that they have the biggest sports venue seating capacity of 400,000 as pace car does go in. Charlotte a little bit smaller at 135,000. Good start out there by Ryan Kuhn. Blake Heather trying to work his way around the number 74 very carefully side by side. Number 18 wanting a piece of that action. Again, tire wear. I'm thinking the number 74 being very careful out here. Going to make sure he is not the driver that burns his stuff up tonight at Charlotte. That'll drop Abe Bowden side by side with, I do believe, Travis Browder. Abe Bowden fighting it back on that outside, holding his own with number 78, Donald Stewart. Donald Stewart tightly in tow to 5th place. '13 of Blake Heather. Got up there and out there. Doing everything he can to hold Abe Bowden and Travis Browder off, but not quite able to do it. Travis Browder in the number 18, Nas, looking very sharp. Blake Heather in the peak. This is how close they are, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Donald Stewart sitting back in 5th position. Ducks Unlimited. Bass Pro Shop. Well, quack, quack. Good job out there. You got to support the wildlife. Donald Stewart right now being the wild man here on lap 10 of 100, trying to do his best to stay up there with Abe Bowden. 1.4 seconds back off of our race leader. Dropping back to 6th position of Lee Staples. LA Graphics. Big shout out there to Lee Staples with Black Talon Racing. He's got a teammate back there in position 10, Edward Bray. Lee Staples in 6th position. Teammate's not going to be really a huge factor out here. You're more on you against the track. Dropping back to David Casey in position 7. Having his hands full there with Ronald Hartfeld in the number 15. Napa Know-How. We'll see if we've got any Ronald Know-How out here tonight for Charlotte. .4 seconds back, we have Gary Whitmer Jr. and Edward Bray. Both drivers driving Camaros, but Edward Bray's Camaro a little bit beat up there on the front. Taking a ticking, but keeping on getting around this 1.5 mile track. Coming around, Gary Whitmer up to the front of Gary Whitmer. Watch that inside as the number 16 of Nathan Sylvia. Trying to make his way around. Gary Whitmer falling back 2 spots. Nathan Sylvia 1 lap down. Well, he's got a reason he wants to be moving up on the Reaper. Wants to get around him. Makes that turn on the inside. Nathan Sylvia, a man on a mission. Dropping on back with Lee Ryerson, Lionel Racing. And Jason Russo in the number 14. Jason Russo, Bass Pro Shops. In position 12. 7.8 seconds back. Dropping back to Brad Ream. What a wicked looking car right there. Brought to you by RK. Paints and Designs. Ronald Klein. Brad Ream representing RTK. That is a bad looking car right there, folks. Big shout out there to Ronald Klein. Nice paint job. Tristan Beats, good to see Tristan Beats back out on that track tonight representing the KMA Young Guns. Position 15th. Greg McClendon in position 16. Looking like he's got a little bit of left side damage. Looking a little rough up there on that front tire. Looking like a little contact to the wall in the number 40 Blaze. Nice looking paint job. Fast fired. Joel Guy back in position 18. Joel Guy in trouble, doing a little spin out. Joel Guy up into that wall, down onto that grass. No caution will fly. Joel Guy doing a great job of keeping on that track, but in a bit of a spot here on lap 19 of 100. Back up to live action. Nathan Sylvia. One lap down, and Chris Hogue. Nice paint job right there on the number 6 of Chris Hogue as well. Chris Hogue falling to 2 laps down. Unfortunately, a couple of drivers already taking it home to the apron. Paul Pellizier out, Jack Watts is out, Wesley Whitfield is out, and I do believe Edward Bray out as well. Giving you a quick race update. Only one caution out here tonight on lap, we're on lap 22 of 100. Right along the rear end of Lee Ryerson Jr. Looking at the front end of Tristan Beats. Lee Ryerson coming around the number 14 of Jason Russo. David Casey is sitting in 4th position. Travis Browder up into 3rd. Trying to keep David Casey off of his tail. David Casey coming underneath. David Casey making that clean pass on Travis Browder. Travis Browder sitting in 4th position. 3.2 seconds back off of those the race leader, Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn leading 24 laps. A. Bowden dropping to 5th position. A little bit of damage up there on the front end of the Skittlemobile. Travis Browder, David Casey doing some good race. Actually, that is Blake Heather and David Casey. David Casey 2.4 seconds back from Ryan Kuhn. In car with Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn going to be coming up onto some lap traffic. Lap traffic needs to do the best they can to stay out of the leader's way of thinking on the lines, but this lap traffic must be on fresh tires. Appears that he is actually outrunning our race leader, Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn has yet to go into pit row. Should be going very, very shortly, I do believe. Thinking we're going to see some green flag pit stops out here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag pit stops oftentimes hard to come by, but we're looking for them. We're hoping for them. Joel Guy working his way out of pit row. Got a clean car. As Blake Heather and Travis Browder put Joel one lap down. One more lap down. Abe Bowden, position 5, 4 seconds back. Chris Hogue making his way for his green flag pit stop in the number 6. Edward Bray back out on that track 2 laps down. Coming around the number 14, Jason Russo. Donald Stewart 1 lap down. Nathan Sylvia, first driver, a lap down. Nathan Sylvia definitely hoping for a caution to come out. If the caution does come out, he would be able to get his lap back. Nathan Sylvia 1 lap down. Jason Russo, number 14, in position 15. Big shout out there to Jason Russo, our Pro Automotive Tuesday night sponsor. Coming up on the rear end of Danny Rudy in the number 19. Danny Rudy, Dan's top notch heating and cooling. Side by side racing. Coming up with Jason and Danny. Danny allowing Jason free pass. Danny Rudy going into pit row. Danny Rudy in pit row on lap 31 of 100 for his first round of green flag pit stops. Looks like he overshot his pit just a hair. It happens. Taking right sides and taking left sides. Checking in with Ryan Kuhn, expecting Ryan Kuhn to be heading off into pit row very soon. Or possibly Dave Acacia. Dave Acacia already having his round of green flag pit stops, I do believe. Travis Browder in third position. Good racing out here tonight in the opening race of week 7 here with KMA Racing. Be running Charlotte tomorrow in the Trucks Camping World Series, Silverados and Tundras. Then back on Friday in the big boy cars. The Cup cars. Always a lot of fun racing those Cup cars. Very powerful cars. Not seeing a lot of draft out here. More straight line formation. Greg McClendon still in it. Good to see Greg out there. Greg McClendon in position 10. Very tight racing with the number 76, and we are about ready to go 3 wide. Greg McClendon breaking it down a little bit. Ronald Klein in the number 76 racing right behind the number 61, his teammate. Brad Ream. Brad Ream in 8th. Ronald Klein in 9th. Greg McClendon in 10th. Nathan Sylvia 1 lap down in position 14. And these drivers are 8.4 seconds back of our race leader, Dave Acacia. Ronald Hartfeld running solo, trying to make a run up on Gary Whitmer. Gary Whitmer sitting in position 6th. Gary Whitmer, a very reputable, very clean driver. As the number 15 of Ronald Hartfeld making his way around Gary Whitmer, racing for position 6. Almost slid up into the rear end. Near miss right there. Ronald backing out of it, knowing he was sliding. Good job, Ronald. Dave Casey out of here in position 1 in the number 20 R&L Carriers Mustang. Ryan Kuhn, a monster Camaro. What a monster Ryan Kuhn has been out here in this series, holding up in top 3 in points across the board. Ryan Kuhn, 17 years of age, and what a driver. Travis Browder, very strong in points as well, position 3. Abe Bowden, our pole setter for the night, position 4. 3.6 seconds back off of our race leader, Dave Acacia. 2.8 off of Ryan Kuhn. And we have green flag pit stops for Abe Bowden and Travis Browder. Taste the rainbow. Right now, I think Abe Bowden's going to be tasting 4 new tires and a full tank of Sunoco fuel. Abe Bowden, our pole setter, thinking he overshot that pit just a little bit. Big shot out there to Gary Whitmer Sr. Travis Browder out of pit row. David Casey out of pit row. Abe Bowden out of pit row. Let's race off pit row 4. Abe and Dave. Travis long gone. Bye-bye, guys. Travis Browder saying got some time to make up. That'll put Brad Ream as our race leader. Brad Ream coming around pit row. Not sure if Brad Ream has yet to go into pit row or not. Ronald Klein sitting back in 6th, second position. Both of these drivers representing RTK Motorsports and representing PAD. Looking at the PAD logo up there on the tail end of the number 76. Always cool when these drivers come out and show their support for PAD. People Against Distracted Driving coming to you this Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. First Sunday of the month. People Against Distracted Driving as the number 72 makes his way around. Thanking Brad Ream and Ronald Klein. Burned up those tires, about ready to get into pit row. Grab a new set of tires. Passing by one more time. Nice little race going on between Brad Ream and RTK Motorsport partner Brad Ream and Ronald Klein. Only 5 drivers on that lead lap. Brad Ream, Ronald Klein, Greg McClendon, Jason Russo, and Ryan Kuhn. Jason Russo showing a bit of damage there on the rear end of the number 14. Very clean up in front. Being hurt there in the rear end, that's not going to be a big issue. Now here with Greg McClendon, Blaze Pizza, that's a good amount of damage as Greg McClendon makes his way into pit row on lap 47 of 100 at the halfway point. Big shout out there to Greg McClendon, our Friday night sponsor. If you haven't had Blaze Pizza, you got to check them out. Blaze Pizza. Pizza. Imagine Greg will actually opt for a new car here. You only get one. Taking 4 tires, taking a full tank. Not seeing him getting the damage repaired on the Blaze Camaro. Not taking the new car. All right, interesting situation right there for Greg McClendon. Checking in with Brad Ream, Ronald Klein. Brad Ream making his way into pit row on lap 48 of 100. Green flag pit stops for Brad Ream. Green flag pit stops beginning to take place here in the high 40s. Almost at that halfway point. One caution tonight. Good job, drivers. Opening night, week 7, race 7. In our 15-week series, Monday Night Mania. Ooh, but I fear Brad Ream. He's just sitting there. Penalty time. Penalty time for Brad Ream. Ronald Klein in car with Ronald Klein. Brad Ream serving that 15-second penalty on his way out of pit row. Well, let's see if Ronald Klein got in and out clean. Get a penalty going in. They're going to stop you down for 15 seconds. Get a penalty coming out. You got to go back into pit row to a stop and go, and caution is out. Taking a look and trying to see what happened. Ooh, we're going to back that up right there, ladies and gentlemen. Back it up there to the number 91 of Joel Guy. Joel Guy in the city. Yellow and green coming around that corner and into that wall. Drove right up into that wall, bounced off that wall down onto the number 6. Sending the number 6 of Chris Hogue around and through pit road. All right, ladies and gentlemen, second caution brought out. Single driver incident, taking one with him, though. Nonetheless, second caution of the night. Been some good racing out here, though. Very impressed with tonight's run so far. Ryan Kuhn making his way into pit row. Abe Bowden. Most drivers right now opting to head on into pit row. Travis Browder, Abe Bowden, Blake making his way in. Second caution of the night, 4 lead changes. Ronald Klein, our race leader. Lee Ryerson sitting back in second. Ryan Kuhn, Travis Browder, third, fourth, Abe Bowden in fifth. Lee Ryerson making his way into pit row. Going to give us a chance to get in a driver interview. How about it, Abe Bowden? Have you got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, you started off this race there on that pole position, but before we even completed the first successful lap, Ryan Kuhn put himself up there in front of you, and you've been holding a pretty steady top 5, definitely a top 10. Are you saving your tires a little bit? What's going on with there? Why are you not up there in the front?
Absolutely. I'm hoping for a long green flag run because I'm better on those. I can do 4 or 5 laps, but then I lose my tires. So I just gotta try to save my tires. Is all I'm doing.
All right, which tires are you getting away from? The left or the right? Which one's giving you a hard time?
For me, with the setup that I got today, it's my front left that is going away on me, and it's making me turn nicely, but it doesn't hang on but more than 20 laps or so.
All righty, copy that. And how are the other drivers on the track treating you, and how do you think the other drivers are doing out here tonight?
So far, it's not too bad. There's been a couple of times there's a few drivers jumping in there, then they slide up. But other than that, it's not been too bad.
All righty, you paint the car yourself?
Yes, sir.
All righty, big shout out there to the Skittlemobile number 74, Abe Bowden, doing a great job tonight. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Skittlemobile in action, number 74, Abe Bowden, on this restart up to 3rd position. Going to give you a race update. Ronald Klein, Ryan Kuhn, Abe Bowden, Blake Heather, Lee Staples in position 5. Dave Casey, Donald Stewart, Ronald Hartfeld, Tristan Beats, Gary Whitmer Jr. back into position 10. Lee Ryerson, Travis Browder, Lee in 11th, Travis Browder in 15th, Jason in 12th, Danny and Nathan 13th and 14th, Brad Ream, Greg McClendon 16th and 17th, Edward Bray 3 laps down in position 18. Pace car is in. Ronald Klein with a big start against the number 72 of Ryan Kuhn. And what a start out there by the number 76 of Ronald Klein. Now, Abe was telling us that he's being very careful with those tires. Laying back very nicely in 3rd position, as is Blake. Ryan Kuhn skyrocketing forward, 76, way up high. 76 could even have burned him up that fast. Abe Bowden looking for that long haul. Fuel load sitting at about 31 to 34 laps. Drivers will have to pit. One more time, 76 dropping back one more position as Blake Heather makes his run around the number 76, being approached by the 64 of Lee Staples. David Casey is sitting back in position 7th, being chased down by Ronald Hartfeld. Tristan Beats his return to the track tonight, holding out very solid for position 9 for the KMA Young Guns. Abe Bowden still trying to track down Ryan Kuhn. 1.4, 1.5 back. Blake Heather, 1.8 back. Right here is where all that racing is at. David Casey, Ronald Klein, Donald Stewart, Ronald Hartfeld. Putting on a good show out here tonight. Ronald Hartfeld progressing his way to the rear of this pack, thinking he might be doing that intentionally, keeping a very close eye on those tires. Dave Casey, a man on a mission, as is the number 15 of Ronald Hartfeld. 40 to go, 6 lead changes, 2 cautions. Ronald Klein on the inside, trying to make a run on the number 20. Clears, clear, and he is clear. Napa Know-How right there in action. Number 78 of Donald Stewart, position 5, 3.8 seconds back. Lee Staples challenging Abe Bowden. 3.5 off of that race leader, Ryan Kuhn. Donald Stewart wanted a little bit of piece of that action. Blake Heather, Abe Bowden, Lee Staples, Donald Stewart. Big shout out there to Becky Whitmer on that KMA TV chat. Think we just might have lost a driver. Donald Stewart. Black screen. That was kind of odd. Alrighty, gonna get caught up with Becky Whitmer. Well, I tell you what, Becky, boys have been doing a very good job out here tonight. Ryan Kuhn, our race leader, we're 64 laps in of 100. 6 lead changes, 2 cautions, totaling 7 laps. Driver's doing a great job out here tonight. Ryan Kuhn may have it sealed, signed, sealed, and delivered. 47 laps led. Alrighty, Becky, fans out there on the KMA TV chat, got a question for you. Got a trivia question out here. This one here is actually going to be a hard one. Charlotte with a very rich history. The land that Charlotte Motor Speedway now occupies was what? I mean, it's simple as that. The original piece of land. A couple of drivers out here having some issues with their internet, I do believe. All right. What was the land a long, long time ago before it was Charlotte? Charlotte with a very rich history. Ooh, a little contact there with the wall by Abe Bowden. We heard that one. In-car camera with Lee Staples watching Abe Bowden working his way, trying to work his way around Blake Heather. Nice little race here with Blake and Abe on lap 68 of 100. Ryan Kuhn, 2.5 seconds up. Dropping onto the rear of the field, working our way back up front, Edward Bray in pit row. Brad Reams sitting in position 17, 1 lap down. Greg McClendon, 1 lap down, racing there with Gary Whitmer. Danny Rudy in position 15. On that lead lap, though, Nathan Sylvia, position 14. Nathan Sylvia's been a hell of a driver tonight, a man on a mission, if you will. Ronald Klein, position 13 on lap 70. Lee Ryerson, position 12. Gary Whitmer, alrighty, there he is, Mom, tonight's sponsor, the host with the most. Big shout out there too. Gary Whitmer with GW Graphics. Position 11. Jason Russo sitting back in position 10. Good job there, Jason Russo with Pro Automotive. Tristan Beats back in position 9. Started position 8. Started 9th. And Travis Browder started 4th. Currently is in 7th. 6 seconds back of our race leader. Ronald Hartfeld, position 6. Dave Acacia, Lee Staples battling it out 4 positions forward with Dave Acacia with a run on that inside of the number 64 of Lee Staples. Lee Staples dropping down to 5th position, but a big run back onto the number 20. Blake Heather racing against the lap traffic of Edward Bray. Edward Bray back out there on that track. A Bowden 1.5 seconds back from Ryan Kuhn, our race leader. All right, we're going to repeat this question. Becky, you are on the right track, and actually, that is acceptable. That is an acceptable answer. Track fact. The land Charlotte Motor Speedway now occupies was the site of a working plantation during the Civil War. I can only assume that it would have been cotton mills, I would assume. Good job. They're out there too. Becky Whitmer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick 4x4 race commercial, and we'll be right back with you. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen out there on that KMA TV chat. Big shout out there to Kevin Scott Nelson. Not able to attend tonight's race, but glad to see him out there on that KMA TV chat. Big shout out there to Pad, People Against Distracted Driving, and to Gary Whitmer and GW Graphics. Great commercials by our Monday night host, Gary Whitmer. Going to take a quick look at our race summary. If you're just joining us, we've only had 2 cautions out here tonight, totaling out 7 laps. We're 80 in of 100. Lead changes of 10. As Ryan Kuhn, our race leader, going to give up that lead and run himself into pit row in the Monster Energy 72 green flag pit stops. Well, that will shake up our running order. Abe Bowden, David Casey, Ronald Hartfeld. Ryan Kuhn steadily dropping in pit row. Gary Whitmer in 4th. Lee Ryerson to 5th. Ronald Klein, Jason Russo, 6th and 7th. Ryan Kuhn in and out of pit row with a green flag pit stop. Shifting up those monster gears. Abe Bowden, our current race leader. All drivers needing to pit again except for Ryan Kuhn. Alrighty, Becky Whitmer getting that first trivia question. I got one more that I found out there that I thought was really, really interesting. We know that Charlotte has a very rich history. So rich, it got presidential. This president ate lunch and rested in a house that one time served as the Speedway's offices. So this president ate lunch and rested in a house that once served as the Speedway's offices. Interesting. I doubt it was President Trump. I will tell you that. It was not President Trump. Abe Bowden, David Casey, positions 1 and 2 with a 5-second spread between first and second place. Ryan Kuhn on those fresh tires, whipping by the number 20. Now when Ryan pitted, that did put him 1 lap down. Ryan Kuhn trying to get as much distance between him and David Casey as he can, and as close to Abe Bowden as he possibly can for when those green flag pit stops do come around, that he's in a good position. Same situation here for Blake Heather. The way Blake Heather is moving around, I would assume that he is in the same position. And Becky does it again. Good job, Becky Whitmer. George Washington. I'll tell you what, every time I ring that bell, I keep looking for a priest to come. And Catholic. Sounds like there's Catholic bells. Giving me flashbacks to grade school. But Becky Whitmer, 2 for 2 tonight. And let's see here. President George Washington ate lunch and rested in the house that once served as the Speedway's offices. Good job, Becky Whitmer. I did not realize that there was such rich history out there with Charlotte. Ryan Kuhn still busting his way around traffic, coming around the number 61. Abe Bowden, our race leader. Ryan Kuhn has passed Abe Bowden. Abe Bowden coming up on the lap traffic of Brad Ream. Abe Bowden getting around Brad Ream very easily. Dave Casey, stone's throw and a half at 4.2 seconds back. Ronald Hartfeld sitting at 7.8 back. And the number 15 as Travis Browder goes ripping by. Travis Browder in the number 18, 1 lap down. Lap 89 of 100. Lee Ryerson, 18.4 back from our race leader. Ryan Kuhn getting very close to him. Jason Russo. Good action here with Jason Russo, Ronald Klein, and Gary Whitmer. Gary Whitmer at 1 lap down. Coming around the number 14, tighter than the hair in a biscuit right there. 76 rocking. Blake Heather, what a very aggressive move right there by Blake Heather. Just about taking out the number 76 of Ronald Klein in the number 14. Wow. That was beyond tighter than a hair in a biscuit. Blake Heather in position 5, 25 seconds back with 8 to go. Hang on to your hats, buddy. Abe Bowden out there in first position. Ryan Kuhn 20 seconds back. In position 4. Not sure if Abe Bowden has enough fuel or not. Coming around the number 76 of Ronald Klein. Abe Bowden, Dave Acacia. Positions 1 and 2, Dave Acacia. In the number 20. Big move by Travis Browder, 1 lap down. Dave Acacia. They're heating it up, ladies and gentlemen. They are heating it up indeed. Dave Casey in the yellow. Travis Browder, obviously on some fresh tires. Man on a mission, but he is 1 lap down. Dave Acacia, 2.4 seconds off of Abe Bowden. Abe Bowden still out on that track with 5 to go. Does Abe Bowden have enough fuel out there tonight? We're going to find out in about 2.5 minutes. One more time for Abe Bowden. Dave Acacia into pit road. Dave Acacia going into pit row on lap 96. Well, that'll put Dave Acacia out of that first place position. Very curious, though, about Abe Bowden. That'll put Ryan Kuhn to second position. Ryan Kuhn 16.0 back, 15.9 back. Ryan Kuhn way back here. Abe Bowden way up here. Travis Browder, the lap traffic, ripping by Abe Bowden. Abe Bowden either in a good place or draining that tank. This will be a nail biter right here, ladies and gentlemen. Does Abe Bowden have enough fuel to get her home tonight? Ryan Kuhn 14.7 back. Abe Bowden one more time by. Will he pit this time? It's 2 to go. That would be a heartbreaker to run out of fuel and have to pit, and looks like Abe Bowden is going to have to go into pit row, falling 2 laps short. Ooh, a heartbreaker right there for Abe Bowden. Just that much short. As Ryan Kuhn does rip around Abe Bowden. Tonight's race proudly brought to you by GW Graphics. Gary Whitmer. Gary Whitmer currently in 10th position, 1 lap down. Lee Ryerson sitting in 3rd place, very solid. Blake Heather 2.3 seconds back off of Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn with 1 lap to go. Ryan Kuhn, lap 100 of 100. Ryan Kuhn doing a completely awesome job tonight. Hearing those fireworks heading off there in the background. Ryan Kuhn winning out here tonight at Charlotte. All right, ladies and gentlemen, going to get these drivers up here for driver interviews. How about it, Travis Browder? Have you got a copy?
Hey, Scott, ready, pretty good recovery there.
You did, sir, and you are in position 3rd tonight. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
All righty. Talk to me about your night tonight, Travis.
It was a good night. I got into Donald earlier, and I apologized to him from that. And I got the DOL since it's one of the rules here. So I was like, okay. And then I went into short pit and got tires, and and then we try to pass a couple guys patiently to try to get a little bit better at being clean. And we had a great night, and I took rights only on the last pit stop, and then it freed the car up a little bit. I tried to hang on to the car, and it looked like a couple guys were going to be a couple laps to the good on fuel. It looked like, because it came down to fuel mileage, and I came in and I short pitted to try to do a little strategy. I took 2 tires and got P3 out of it, so it worked out our favor from our penalty.
Alrighty, very good job. Talk to us about the NOS Energy, the NOS Energy, and any sponsors and painters you got.
This is a NOS Rowdy Drink Paint Scheme from Kyle Busch's Xfinity series in real life. Check him out. Also, he drives the Cup Series and the Truck Series, of course. I got this off of one of my paint schemes I got on my files on here. So. And big shout out to Maximum Velocity.
Alrighty, good job, Travis Browder, getting a third tonight.
Thanks, Scott. We'll have some fun tomorrow too.
Yep, in the trucks.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, how about a Blake? You got a copy?
How's it going tonight, Scott?
Doing very good, sir. A couple of quick questions for you. You made a really almost a kind of a sketchy move out there. I don't know if you remember it, but it was about 6 or 7, 8, maybe 9 laps ago, and you were up there on the high side, and you just like ripped through a couple of drivers. What was on your mind at that point in time?
Oh, I was praying and hoping. I think it was Jason. I think he got a bad corner, and I was trying to chase down Ryan there, and because I figured if Abe couldn't save enough, that it was going to be between me and him, so I was pushing hard and. I just prayed that him and Ronald stayed where they stayed at, and luckily they did. And it was a little nerve-wracking, that's for sure.
Alrighty, and talk to us about how you got up there to second place tonight. You were running hard.
Yeah, just a little tight in the long runs there. It came down to managing how you raced your tires and how hard you pushed your car, and that kind of determined where you would fall off and how fast you could be towards the 15 to 20 lap stages.
Alrighty, you did a great job, Blake Heather, running the number peak. Talk to me about your sponsor.
Just Off Trading Paints. It kind of sponsors Daniel Suarez, and I like him. Any Joe Gibbs racing, that's who I go for.
Alrighty, sounds good, and congratulations on that P2.
Thanks, guys.
Alrighty, how about it, Ryan Kuhn?
Yes, sir.
Well, you've been up here often enough. I don't even have to ask you. Just tell me about it.
Definitely a fun race. And I found this setup last second, and I just threw something at it. And like these open setups just kill me. And these last couple weeks have showed it. I don't know how to make a setup for these things. I'm a short track driver, but like if I have like a fixed setup, like I know I can run good and compete. But these open setups destroy me, and but I finally found something today. I worked on it this whole session, and I didn't have any time before that because I had to work on my car, and I got a few crashes this weekend. But all in all, good night, and hopefully next week will be a good week, and I can find a good setup.
All right, well, you ain't gonna get out of here that easy. You got to talk to me about your race with Dave Acacia and Abe Bowden, because I tell you what, I thought Abe Bowden had it right there, but he was about a lap short.
I thought he would have had it too. I was like, all right, these guys, there's no way these guys are gonna make it. There was one to go, and then I looked at my relatives. I was like, okay, he's dropping. I was thinking, he's out. So I was on the throttle and going for it at that point. It would come to the white. I was like, all right, we got this. Just don't make any mistakes.
All righty, well, I tell you what, tonight's race definitely coming down to tool management and fuel management. Good job, Ryan Kuhn. How you feeling about tomorrow in the trucks?
That's questionable. I don't know if I can make it because I got 2 torn up race cars back at the house, and gotta repair those. Got run on the wall a couple weeks, actually last Saturday night in real life at Seacount Speedway, and then the Legend race on Friday was a total crapshoot, and tore up a lot of race cars, and it tore up my car pretty good, which still came on P3 that night. So in contention in real life for the Triple Crown point standings, and hopefully can get a championship there.
Alrighty, well, nonetheless, good job to you, brother, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Hopefully.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a night we have had out here tonight in the opening night of Race 7, Week 7. Taking one last look at our race summary. We've only had 2 cautions out here tonight, totaling out 7 laps, 12 lead changes, 100 laps in, 100 laps out. Want to give one more big shout out there to the good friend over at Gary Whitmer, GW Graphics, for sponsoring us up tonight. We're going to take a quick look at those race results. We'll catch you back here tomorrow night in the trucks. I am Scott Kolovic. We'll see you tomorrow.